Today, we're going to talk about something that trips up so many successful people. It's called the dopamine trap, and it's the strange, nagging reason why finally getting everything you ever wanted can feel kinda empty.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You did it. You actually did it. You landed the big promotion, you ran that marathon, you finally bought the house. You were standing on top of the mountain you spent years climbing. You should be over the moon, right? But you're not. Instead, there's this weird, hollow feeling, this sense of, okay, now what? If that sounds even remotely familiar, trust me, you are not alone. And there's actually a name for this feeling. It's called the arrival fallacy. It's this little glitch in our brains that tricks us into believing that once we arrive at our big goal, we'll just be happy forever. But as a lot of us find out the hard way, happiness isn't some destination you can just pull into. And the reason why has way less to do with psychology and, our feelings and everything to do with our deep primal biology. Right, let's get into the heart of it because this is the key to everything. From an evolutionary standpoint, our brains were never really built for just chilling and being content. No, they were built for survival. And that meant constantly striving, constantly hunting, building, overcoming challenges. It means our brains are wired to reward the process of getting things, not the boring part of actually having them. The chase is always more exciting than the catch. And this all boils down to brain chemistry. See, the pursuit, the chase, that's all fueled by dopamine. You've heard of it, it's the molecule of more. It's the chemical that says, go get that. That's important for survival. It drives you forward. But possession, actually enjoying what you've got, that's run by a totally different crew. Chemicals like serotonin and oxytocin. These are your here and now molecules. They bring on that feeling of calm, of connection, of contentment. The problem is these are two completely different systems in your brain, and things go haywire when that first one, the dopamine system, just suddenly slams on the brakes. So what happens when you finally get the thing? It's simple, really. The chase is over, and your brain, which was just flooding your system with all this motivating dopamine, suddenly turns off the spigot. And this isn't just a vague feeling of disappointment, it's a very real neurochemical crash. You go from this state of high gear, high motivation to, well, nothing. Now, this is where our ancient, primal wiring really kicks in, and it gets a little dramatic. To a system that evolved for constant struggle, a lack of challenge doesn't feel like peace. It feels like a threat. Your brain basically interprets all this newfound safety and stability as a flatline. It thinks something is terribly, terribly wrong, and it starts scrambling to find a new problem to solve, a new fire to put out. And this, my friends, brings us to the danger zone. When your brain is screaming for that dopamine hit that it's suddenly missing, it's going to start looking for it anywhere it can. And it doesn't usually look in the healthiest places first. We can call this the machine response. It's this automatic, totally subconscious drive to just feel something again. That feeling of numbness is so alarming to your brain that it'll start seeking out really high-stakes stimulation just to get the engine revving and feel alive. First, it usually turns to the easy stuff, what we call cheap dopamine. You know what I'm talking about? These are the low-effort, high-reward activities that give you a quick but very temporary spike. Think about that endless scroll on your phone, or having a drink, or maybe a little online gambling. It gives you a little flicker of that old feeling, but it's shallow and it fades fast. But see, cheap dopamine is never enough for very long. When that little flicker doesn't do the trick anymore, the brain ups the ante. It starts looking for what we might call destructive dopamine. This is where you see people start to subconsciously create chaos in their own lives. They start picking fights, making reckless financial decisions, maybe even starting an affair. Anything to create a new, high-stakes pursuit just to feel that rush again. And here is the really scary part, the biological trap. Just like with any drug, your brain starts to build a tolerance. It actually starts shutting down your dopamine receptors, which means you need a bigger and bigger hit to get the same feeling. You need more drama, more risk, more chaos just to feel normal. And that just digs you deeper and deeper into a hole. So, how in the world do you get out of this trap? Well, the answer is pretty counterintuitive. It's not about finding more pleasure. It's not about relaxing more. It's about reclaiming your drive by intentionally reintroducing the one thing you thought you were trying to escape: struggle. To really get this, we need to talk about two different kinds of fun. Type 1 fun is the easy stuff. Watching a movie,
eating a great slice of pizza. It feels good right in the moment, but it's totally passive. Then there's type 2 fun. This stuff is hard. It can honestly be pretty miserable while you're doing it, like climbing a mountain in the pouring rain or trying to learn a really difficult new skill. But the reward, that sense of accomplishment you feel afterward, that is profound, and it lasts.
So this leads us to the fix. You have to consciously, and this is the important word, voluntarily choose to do hard things. Instead of letting your subconscious brain create destructive chaos just to feel something, you create constructive challenges. You give your dopamine system a healthy, productive mission to lock onto.
This quote just nails the whole mindset shift. A vacation, that's type 1 fun. It's passive rest. But what our internal drive system is truly starving for is a mission, a purpose, a new mountain to climb. That's what resets our system and makes us feel alive and capable again. Okay, so what does this actually look like in real life? First, you gotta get honest and figure out what your go-to sources of cheap dopamine are, and then try to cut back. Second, pick a new hobby or a pursuit that frankly sucks a little bit. I'm serious. It could be learning a new language, training in a martial art, building something with your own hands. And finally, and this is the absolute key, you have to embrace the difficulty. You have to learn to love the process of getting better, not just fantasize about the end result. Ultimately, this is all about reframing your entire idea of what success even is. Real, lasting fulfillment doesn't come from holding the trophy at the end. It comes from the sweat, the effort, the learning, and the growth that happens on the journey there. The healthy, sustainable dopamine is in the striving, not in the arriving. So that really just leaves us with one final thought. Instead of chasing the next easy win or the next cheap thrill, ask yourself this. What hard thing are you willing to take on? What new mission will you give yourself? Because the answer to that question, well, that might just be the key to breaking free from the trap and finding a sense of purpose that actually lasts.